Hello everyone, Roberto here for another video review. This time we have the Lindt Lindor egg. There we go, we're a bit disrupted by the prominent barcode near the front of it, but there we are. Yes, relatively close to Easter. Well, I say it's relatively close, it's past Christmas in the UK, so Easter stuff is coming in thick and fast. Yeah, so there we go. So you know what, it's all commercial stuff these days, isn't it? So yeah, which basically, because of the Easter bunny tradition, at least in the UK, there's lots of egg-shaped things going on now. And again, that doesn't seem to make much sense when you think about it. But the gist of it was chocolate eggs, and it's like is a general thing in the UK, and presumably elsewhere. But anyway, can't speak for everywhere. So and an Easter bunny kind of delivers these eggs, and you can go on sort of Easter egg hunts where you're looking for hidden eggs. You know, as you're a kid and stuff like that the Easter bunny's left behind. So it doesn't quite add up. It's not an Easter chicken. I don't know why the bunny's got eggs and things, but presumably it used to be actual eggs, not chocolate ones. I don't know, but I'm not sure the history of the tradition. But what we're left with is chocolate eggs. So some of them are basically an Easter egg in the UK. It's basically like a hollow chocolate egg, usually with something in the middle, like some sweets or something. You know, yeah, they usually cost a bit more than you should do for what they are, but a bit of a novelty. Some of them are really nice. I like the ones with something in the shell, like honeycomb pieces or whatever. They're my favourite types. You know, yeah, they're okay. But you get these ones as well, which are these sort of filled eggs, these smaller ones, which aren't hollow in the middle. They've got a centre to them. And basically, this one is essentially a Lindor, but in shaped like an egg. So it's not quite. So we have just for size comparison, I have a sort of Cadbury Oreo one here. Oreo again, Cadbury's do everything Oreo, don't need Mondelez. But you can see it's not quite the same size or shape anyway. This is kind of like basically the same size as a mini egg, a cream egg. Cream egg, sorry, not mini egg. So you can see it's a bit sort of thinner but taller. I don't know what the weight difference is. It's very hard to see anything because of the fact it's all foil wrapped. So yeah, 31 grams. So they do weigh the same actually, just slightly thinner. I'm going to just test not a 5. I can't quite, you know, it's not quite revealed the 3, but it's definitely not a 5 because there's no sort of like 5 bit. It's just it's empty like a 3, like half an 8. So there we go. So yeah, so they weigh the same. So that's not bad. Look at the they do feel like it as well. So it's definitely not. There's another 20 grams. Okay, so there we go. So that's surprising. I thought this might be a bit smaller. So yeah, so looks quite nice. It's got the typical Lindt Lindor packaging, sort of red colour. It's like a foil wrapper as well, of course. You know, it's a bit scrunched in places because they've got to try and get the barcode on, although it is a bit of a sticker on it rather than include on the wrapper itself, which is what they've done with the Cadbury's one. You can see that barcode's just not going to work. I don't think anyway. So there we go. So that's quite nice, yeah, but typical, must be like a Lindor really, but it's nice that it's got a foil wrapper. I like that. I don't know if these are, say, in the UK we have these chocolate eggs. I don't know if they extend to Switzerland or wherever Lindt comes from, you know, in other countries. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. But there we go. So yeah, so height-wise, let's have a look. So height-wise, yeah, it's about 5.8 centimetres. Width-wise, about 3, just over 3 centimetres, maybe 3.3. So there we go, yeah. So yeah, as opposed to this one, which is about 5. But the width-wise, it's about 3.4, 3.5. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, this one's shorter and fatter than this one. So there we go. All right, let's give it an open. I don't think there's much more to say on it. So I can't read any of the text on it. I mean, I guess I could try, but you know, I'll put in a caption for the calories and things. Probably already done it. Okay, so there we go. So it looks quite nice, yeah. I think you'd say it looks pretty good. It's got the typical. I reviewed a small Lindt egg. It wasn't a Lindor one, and it had the same. It was a smaller one than this actually. Last week, I don't know if I published it yet, but hopefully by this time I will have done. By the time you watch this, it had the same design as well. This sort of weird sort of flower thing. I think that's the Lindt logo. Yeah. I think anyway. It's got like all weird flowery decorations, hasn't it? I don't quite know what they are. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, this looks quite nice. Clear seam there on the edge. The design doesn't seem to flow over the seam. It seems to start again underneath as something else. Or well, there's just a gap really there. So that's a bit rubbish, but I don't think I was going to be too bothered. There we go. So it's basically just a flowery scene. That's quite nice. But yeah, just to clearly where the seam is, the design doesn't continue. So yeah, make of that what you will. You can see a nubbin there at the bottom where it's been filled. So it's been put together and then filled from the bottom by the looks of it. Okay, well, the other Lindt one I did review had a sort of a gap at the bottom where the filling didn't quite extend to. There was a big hole at the bottom, and this was, I think, it's like a creamy filling. Not sure if that's going to be the case with this one, but I'm not gonna cut it now. I'm gonna bite into it, I think, rather than cut it in half and show you. And when it was a bit into it, I'll show you then. So yeah, then maybe we'll have a look at the bottom, see if there's any cavities there. Okay, let's lift myself up. Hey, hello one, hello. Good to see you. Right, yes, let's get straight in and give it a taste. Wow. Not bad crunch, quite a thick chocolate, but at the top, chocolate wasn't quite as thick, so you got a big taste of Lindt or the Lindor filling. It melts in the mouthie. For those who don't know, should have possibly mentioned this really, that Lindors are generally these spheres of chocolate, but basically the same as these, but in a sphere shape, for this sort of cream filling. Very rich, creamy. Could describe it as naughty, really, chocolate centre. It's nice, really, yeah. Even though it looks like I've not had any of the actual centre, I did taste some when I bit into it. Looks like it's. I think there was just a bit coming off the edge. Perhaps to fill the top of it slightly and fill in from the bottom as well. I don't know. But it's nice, yeah. Very rich though. For me, it's probably a bit too creamy. I prefer the ones. Long story short, I prefer the small mini spheres of Lindt Lindor. It's like a sphere that's about that big, I think. Basically because it's just, I think the ratio of the cream filling is just better for my taste because it's just a bit too sickly for me. I'm going to taste the bottom, so see if there's a cavity there. There is a bit. I'm just bitten off the bottom there. As you can see, it doesn't quite go all the way to the bottom. You can see where the nozzle is finished there. So there's a bit of a cavity at the bottom. That bit that's just been taken away. So yeah, but otherwise it's quite full, so it's not too bad. But there's just a bit of a cavity there. So, and that's the main bit of it. So yeah, I think for me it's nice. Just a bit too much for me. If you love Lindors or spheres, you'll love this. But for me, it's just too much centre really. I've already had a little bit at the top, and it was just too much already as well. A nice thick chocolate though. Yeah. Quite a creamy chocolate, quite thick. See there. Not too bad. A very Belgian-y continental chocolate, where it's sort of quite creamy. Filled with a lot of cream centre. And it's just too much of this cream middle really for me. It's just too sickly. You can see it's quite solid. The chocolate's okay, but it's a bit too, as I say, a bit too creamy for me, a bit too sickly. Yeah. But the centre bit is just, it really is very sickly. Yeah. Quite thick as well. Yeah, I think for me, I say I'm not a big fan of these Lindors. They're just too creamy for me. They're just too sickly, this centre. So this is my personal taste, this really. I think a lot of people, if you do love them, this will be well up your street. And it's basically it's basically like a Lindor sphere, maybe even more so. Maybe it's even more chocolate in them, I'm not sure. But for me, it's just a bit too much, really. So I think a 3.5 out of 5 for me. It's just too much, that scent. It's just too sickly. The chocolate's too sickly as well. It's all very creamy. It's just too much for me. I need them in smaller doses, the smaller spheres or mini eggs, rather than these big ones. It's just too much. But that's just my personal taste. A lot of people love Lindors. They love these spheres and you can eat them and they just love them so much. But for me, it's just too sickly, too creamy. It's just too much. Yeah, they're too big. Don't get me wrong. I can eat tons of stuff. I eat whole tubs of Ben & Jerry's ice creams. I love them. Eat whole tub. Cookie dough, half baked, all of them. you know, I can have 2 in a day really, which is dangerous, you know, but I have been known to do it. So it's not that I don't like eating loads of chocolate, it's just these ones are just too much, they're just too sickly for me. Even one of these small, well, relatively small eggs compared to a tub of Ben and Jerry's, it's just too much, you know, so it just shows how sickly they are really. Yeah. So maybe some people who do like them don't eat as much as I do. I don't know, but I'm sure they eat a whole one of these, but yeah, it's just too much for me. Yeah, so which is why I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5. So there we go. But as I said, the small mini ones, they're that big, those mini Lindor balls, they're great. I love them. They're just perfect, you know, perfect size. The ratios are just right. I mean, it's not too sickly at all. You know, they're really good. But these ones, yeah, it's just too much. Just too much. But there we go. Just my opinion. It's probably divisive. I don't think anyone's going to agree with me, but there we are. But if you do, let me know. Press a comment or two. And even if you don't, let me know what you think as well. It's always good to hear. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that review. If I'm to subscribe to my videos, follow me on Instagram as well. As I say, get in touch, it's always great to hear from you, and I'll see you next time. See you later everyone, take care. Bye.